Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Ministry of Information continues its participation as a guest of honor at Seoul International Book Fair. In an encouragement to pay zakah or almsgiving with ease, Zakah and Charity Fund is launched in the Wilaya of Musana'a. And events and programs for youth are implemented by summer centers in a number of governorates of the Sultanate. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. For the third day, the activities of Seoul International Book Fair continued, where the Sultanate participated as a guest of honor represented by the Ministry of Information. This participation came as a celebration of 4 years of diplomatic relations, which joins both countries. On this occasion, His Excellency Dr. Abdul Mun'im bin Mansour Al-Ahsani, Minister of Information, hosted a reception that included a number of ambassadors, intellectuals, diplomats, and professors, during which he said that the Sultanate's participation in this event comes to enhance the relations between the two friendly countries. The ceremony included a number of music pieces by the Royal Symphony Orchestra. The accompanying exhibition included a number of artistic paintings, in addition to photographs about the Sultanate's urban development, presented by the Oman Photography Society. The Wilaya of Musana'a held a ceremony to launch Zakah or almsgiving and charity fund with the attendance of businessmen, traders, sheikhs and citizens of the Wilaya. The fund works to find ways to encourage people to pay Zakah easily and aims to spread awareness of almsgiving, charity and their benefits. It also aims to help the poor people, especially in Ramadan. The fund, which was established in 2011 by initiative efforts of the Wilaya citizens, is considered a humanitarian service for the community. The fund works in accordance with Sharia legality and known mechanisms, ensuring to distribute zakah and charity for the right people in appropriate time and without any delay. Within the context of its participation in summer programs, summer loyalty and affiliations, the National Human Rights Commission visited summer centers in the Wilaya of Ibri in the Governorate of Dhahira, which are organized by the Ministry of Education. Work team of the committee visited a number of centers and participated with awareness and cultural lectures in the field of human rights, with the aim to acquaint with international and domestic mechanisms to protect various laws that guarantee these rights, in addition to peaceful means followed by the right expression and acquaintance with child law. Activities of the summer program gathering, Our Summer is Distinctive for Females 2014, was held in Al-Khoud and organized by Cultural Committee of the area in cooperation with Females Guidance Center at the Ministry of Endowments and Religious Affairs. 50 women took part in the gathering, which included awareness lectures, involuntary work, best use of social media, a lecture in first aid with a practical demonstration by public authority for civil defense and ambulance, and a workshop in sweet making. Still to come in our news bulletin. Godzilla is still relevant and raging after 60 years in Japan. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The summer centers in the Governorate of South Baltana provided a number of basic skills at scientific aspects of life. They included workshops on trade, electricity, sculpturing, and others which attracted students. These centers also included solutions on developing physical skills by training on taekwondo and preparing actors' workshop in order to meet cultural, sports, and scientific concern of the students. The summer centers in the Wilaya of Al-Mudaybi provided a number of sciences and knowledge at various fields. It targeted male and female students to give them a wide benefit and encourage students of schools to continue learning. The continuance of these summer centers on providing programs is a sign of society's awareness, in addition to parents' keenness to register their children at these centers to benefit from various sciences provided. Memorizing Holy Quran centers are considered from the important activities which the Ministry of Endowments and Religious Affairs is keen to organize in the summer vacation. All of these centers in the governorates of the Sultanate witnessed good attendance from the male and female students. The participants expressed their happiness in joining such centers, adding that the best benefits they get during the summer is memorizing the Holy Quran. The teachers also stressed that such centers have a great impact on the students and their families. They also added that this year witnessed a good participation compared with previous years. The Wilaya of Mahut in the Governorate of Al-Wusta is one of the Sultanate's coastal wilayas overlooking the Arabian Sea, which has biodiversity and numerous natural resources. Shanna Seaport in the Wilaya is considered the closest contact point for the Wilaya of Masira. Ferries are working to transport people, goods, and vehicles from and to Masira Island. The citizens explained some difficulties during the transportation, especially in the storm seasons, and they are calling the government to find a better solution. Camel milk is now growing in popularity in Pakistan's big cities. More details in the following report.
Every morning at sunrise, the same scene unfolds in the suburbs of Islamabad. People don't traditionally keep camels here in the north of Pakistan, but Munawar brought his animals here 4 years ago. Since then, commuters on their way to the city stop by to get their hands on his merchandise, camel's milk.
Someone who knows the benefits of this milk will even travel from 10 kilometers away to buy it. People were not aware of it in the past. I also came to know of it for the first time not long ago. I'm 48 years old and I have been advised to drink this milk. I started drinking it, and all praises be to Allah, now I feel very well.
Pakistan's middle classes are increasingly getting a taste for camel's milk. Saltier and lighter than cow's milk, it's also recommended by some doctors.
Nutrients, minerals, and also got some vitamins, and also it has got the antibacterial and antiviral properties. So that's why it's very good in hepatitis C patient, Alzheimer's disease, and are very helpful in prevention of the cancer, hepatitis, and diabetes.
At $1 a litre, it's more expensive than the more common cow or buffalo milk. But Munawar's family still struggle to save much money, making just $50 a month.
We want to send our children to school and to the madrasa. We want them to learn the Quran and become clerics and have good jobs. Our lives have been spoiled, but we want our children to have a good life. But everything depends on money. We won't know if we will have money or not.
And he's starting to face competition as other breeders follow in his footsteps. Camel's milk seems to be gaining a foothold in the capital, with more and more city folk curious enough to give it a go.
While a digitalized Hollywood reboot stamped its way to box office success around the world, the original Godzilla has hit screens in Japan again, as relevant as ever. Here is a report.
Godzilla has been scaring audiences for 60 years now. To mark the anniversary, a restored version of the original is hitting cinemas in Japan, with the crackles and pops removed for a smoother look. Akira Takarada is proud to have played in the 1954 original.
When we were shooting, we had to imagine where Godzilla was in the frame and react in more or less a synchronized way when he destroyed something. We saw him come to life under our eyes. And then when I finished watching the final version of the film, I was moved, like other people.
There's nuclear tests.
60 years on, this is the latest version to hit the silver screen. Computer-generated special effects might have replaced sweat-inducing latex costumes, but director Gareth Edwards says he still feels the pressure.
We've been very lucky in the film has been successful around the whole world, but to me it means nothing if it's not a success in Japan.
The Japanese studio Toho made the original movie and is celebrating with a Godzilla exhibition. The original film tells the story of a creature awakened by a hydrogen bomb test that rises out of the sea to cause widespread destruction. A clear reference to the dangers of nuclear technology. The US carried out the Bikini Atoll test the year the original film was made, and it was less than a decade after the atomic bombings in Japan that brought an end to World War II. For others, the monster represents a force of nature that can never really be defeated.
I wouldn't go as far as saying that it's a symbol of Japan, but I do really admire this animal. Isolated but independent, and it resists all attacks.
I love the big scales he has along his back and his tail. However many decades and remakes later, the magic and power of Godzilla seems to keep on captivating audiences in Japan and around the world.
Now for the general weather forecast. Partly cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas of the Governorate of Dhofar and nearby mountains, with chances of drizzle late night and early morning in the mountains. Rest of the Sultanate will have clear to partly cloudy skies. Winds will be southwesterly moderate to active along the southeastern coast, while it will be southwesterly light to moderate along the rest of the Sultanate. Seas along the coastal areas overlooking the Arabian Sea will be rough with a maximum wave height of 4 meters and moderate off the Government of Musandam, with a maximum wave height of 2 meters. Rest of the Sultanate's coast, it will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Ministry of Information continues its participation as a guest of honor at Seoul International Book Fair. In an encouragement to pay zakah or almsgiving with ease, Zakah and Charity Fund is launched in the Wilaya of Musana'a. And events and programs for youth are implemented by summer centers in a number of governments of the Sultanate. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.